Last chapter. Pretty sad to know that we're finishing this book. I love this book. Okay, chapter 20, page 229. This is it. There were little white tables with striped umbrellas on Dr. Khan's lawn, and workmen were erecting a huge tent in the front of the house. Dr. Khan was standing at the top of the porch steps directing them. I stood for 5 minutes at the bottom of the porch steps before he looked down at me. "Today is Saturday," he said. I wanted to answer, like Bogey would have. "I'm a little early, Doc." But I was too nervous, and I didn't want to be wise with him. "Could I talk to you a minute?" "1 minute? Can't you see I'm very busy? My nephew's getting married here tomorrow." It's about the job. I don't think 50 cents an hour is fair." Sorry. "You agreed to it." "Well, that was because I was so slow in the beginning. But I've improved. I do the lawn in 2 days now. The place really looks beautiful, doesn't it?" "I don't like a boy who reneges on a deal." "I want $1 an hour, just like you said in the beginning of the summer." "I never said it." "It was on the card, on the bulletin board, when I called. $1 an hour." He stared at me, just like he did the very first time, a lifetime ago. But those shotgun eyes didn't scare me anymore. "You should pay me for this summer," said Dr. Khan. "I've watched you change from a miserable fat boy into a fairly presentable young man, on my lawn, on my time." "You didn't do it, Dr. Khan. I did it." His thin lips twitched. I wondered if he was finally going to smile. He didn't. After a long time he said, "Starting Monday, for the remainder of the season, $1 an hour. But you'll have to prove to me you are worth every penny of this generous raise. 9 o'clock, sharp." Turned back to his tent. I was dismissed. I skipped down the gravel driveway. I jogged along the county road. I didn't have to look over my shoulder. Nothing's behind me now. Everything's up ahead. I got to Marino's beach before I realized I had walked that far. Not even breathing hard. The beach was crowded. Families were spread out along the sandy shore. Kids were screaming and diving and splashing each other in the sparkling water. Sailboats and rowboats danced on the lake. Pete was standing on the high board, as usual, surveying his kingdom. The one and only Peter the Great. Everything I wanted to be when the summer started. I imagined him going off the high board, turning in the air, knifing into the water. I remembered him telling me about being a man. "You leave the board, big fella, and it's all up to you. You've got 1 second to show the world what you're made of, to show 'em you aren't afraid, to make your moves, to tell the water coming up fast, 'Look out, world, here comes a man.'" Pete didn't know any more about being a man than I did, or Willie Rumson. I thought of Willie on the dock, retching his guts out. I might have drowned him, because of Pete. Poor Willie, just a crazy mixed-up guy who couldn't do anything right and tried to make himself feel better by deciding all his problems were caused by the only kid around he was sure he could take, and he couldn't even take him. Pete went off the board, hit the water, and surfaced to yay! Applause from some girls on the deck. Someday, I might go off that high board. Maybe even this summer. And maybe not. Who knows? 3 more weeks till Labor Day. A lot could happen. Summer isn't over yet. I like summer. All the seasons are terrific.